Notice is hereby given of the reorganization meeting of the Board of Education of the Town of Westfield in the County of Union, New Jersey, at 7 p.m. on the evening of Wednesday, May 1st, 2024, in Cafeteria B of Westfield High School, 550 Dorian Road, Westfield, New Jersey. The purpose of the meeting is to transact the regular business of the board and to transact any other business to come properly before the board. This is to advise the general public and to instruct that it be recorded in the minutes that in compliance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, entitled the Open Public Meetings Act, the Westfield School Board on Friday, April 26, 2024, caused to be posted at the office of the Board of Education located at 302 Elm Street, Westfield, New Jersey, and delivered to the Westfield Leader, the Star Ledger, the Westfield Library, the Town Clerk of Westfield, Tap into Westfield, and Patch.com, a meeting notice setting forth the time, date, and location of this meeting. Sonal, would you lead us in the flag salute? So the results of the school board election. At the annual election held on April 16th, 2024, Layla Morelli, Sonal Patel, and Julie Steinberg were all elected for 3-year terms. And now I'm going to swear in each of the new members. So if you want to meet, we'll do Layla first, and then Sonal, and then Julie in the middle here. Now that the board members are sworn in, we'll do a roll call. So Rob Bonaccio,
Here.
Ken Diamond,
Here.
Brendan Galligan,
Here.
Charles Gelinas,
Here.
Layla Morelli, Sonal Patel,
Here.
Kristen Sonic-Schmeltz, Julie Steinberg. Oh, Mary Wickens, you're on the next page. You went to
Here.
the next page, sorry. Yeah. And the next order of business will be the organization of the board. So I will now take nominations for the position of board president. This process is governed by Policy 152 and will proceed as follows. I will take nominations from the board members, which must have a second to move forward. If there is more than one nomination for the position, I will record all of the nominations and seconds. After I've received all the nominations, I will ask if there is any discussion. After discussion, we will have a vote on the nominations in the order they were received. When more than one person has been nominated for a single position, the board will vote on candidates in the order in which they were nominated. The person with the majority vote of the members of the board present and constituting a quorum shall be elected. In the event no candidate receives a majority vote of the board members present and constituting a quorum, the procedure shall be repeated until someone receives a majority vote of those board members present. Officers shall serve for a term of 1 year. So can I have a nomination for board president?
Do I just say the name or do I give my whole reasoning now?
No, just say the name.
I'd like to nominate Rob Bonaccio for president.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, do I have any other nominations for board president? Any discussion?
Sure. So I wanted to nominate Rob for president of Westfield's Board of Education because Rob is an extremely dedicated board member who has served as co-chair of the curriculum committee. He's also an active member of the Finance Facility Committee and serves as the liaison to Westfield High School and the Recreation Commission. Since being elected 2 years ago, Rob has shown himself not only to be a willing team player, but a strong leader. His tenure as vice president indicated his pragmatic skills, not only with his interaction and communication with all stakeholders, but with his impartiality. Rob is proactive, approachable, and knowledgeable, and it has been an honor working with him and getting to know him.
I'd like to add. As vice president, Rob has consistently demonstrated exceptional leadership and dedication to our educational community. His collaborative approach.
Schmeltz,
Yes.
Julie Steinberg, and Mary Wickens.
Yes.
Okay. Now we'll switch seats because Rob, congratulations, you are the new board president. I will hand the meeting over to you if you want to make a few comments, and then you can lead us in the election of the vice president.
I appreciate the help in the furniture reorganization as well. So I'd like to thank you all very much. I'd like to take a moment before we proceed to the rest of the meeting to discuss the upcoming board year, the positive work we have ahead of us, and we're going to find that work to be largely unprecedented, I think, in the district. It's very much an exciting time for us here. I want to begin, though, by thanking the most recent past presidents of the board for all the work they've done. Amy Root, Brendan Galligan, and Sonal Patel have taken to heart the philosophy of the district since Dr. Gonzalez became superintendent, and certainly since I joined the board, that staying the course is not enough. Each of these leaders improved the function of the board, its meetings, and its interaction with the district and the community. They also navigated some of the more challenging issues before the board exceptionally well. So thanks to each of you, not only for your service, but also for raising the bar. I'd also like to thank my fellow board members for trusting me with this role and for all the work you have done and will do to support the district and our students. This is truly a collaborative process, And I certainly have seen that everyone on this board has that correct and collaborative mindset, and is here certainly for the benefit of our district and for our students. My goal here is to continue the good work that Amy, Brendan, and Sonal have done and that the boards before us have done, while further building on the role of president. And one of the ways I'd like to do that is to grow in frequency and means the way our board communicates with the community. We have an outstanding communication team in the district, and I want the board to utilize them more. The conduct of our board meetings is governed largely by statute, and the setup is designed to make meetings more of an information exchange. They're not designed for dialogue, which is often what those who come to our meetings are looking for. While I'd like to think our meetings are the hot ticket in town every other Tuesday, the fact is that most come to them because they have a question or a concern. And while we can't change the structure of our meetings, we can add opportunities for that dialogue. And that's the first thing I'd like to do. Over the course of the year, we'll create more official opportunities for ideal exchanges, but I'll also make myself more available to visit with community organizations, schools, or just groups of concerned parents to hear out their concerns and assist in getting questions answered. I also want to ensure that we're getting information out to the public in a more proactive manner. The district does an excellent job anticipating needs, planning for the future, and developing a strong foundation for the improvements that are to come. We are and have, under Dr. Gonzalez's leadership, taking items that have been talked about for years and making them happen. Improving fields, for example, was something joked about as the functional equivalent of waiting for Godot. Look outside now, however, and see 2 rebuilt softball infields. Why? Because this district and this board are committed to moving rhetoric to reality. We need to improve at letting the public know about all of these positives, and my goal will be to ensure we educate the public about the board, what it can do, is doing, how far we've come, and all that we have on our plate. So to that end, I'd like to wrap up by putting my words to action. As we know, there's significant unrest on our college campuses. This is concerning to the parents in our district that this unrest could spill into our district. Please know that the district is prepared to address any of these concerns through systems that we already have in place. After speaking with Dr. Gonzalez today, we can report so far no significant uptick in any anti-Semitic or other discriminatory actions or activity in the district. I can also report that our teachers and students have, as they always have, had resources at the ready to address any concerns they might have through counseling, which further supports the investment we made in counseling last year, and in academic resources and staff collaboration to address any current event questions that may happen in class. We also have a policy recently passed addressing student demonstrations, which gives the district the tools to ensure that any act to obstruct the schools or their orderly function will be dealt with quickly and definitively. As always, specific concerns and requests for further information can be addressed to teachers and building principals who have the most up-to-date information on the operation of our schools. The policies of this district and board are clear. Discrimination, anti-Semitism, and threats against any member of our community for any reason will not be tolerated. Please keep in mind, though, that as our students, teachers, and community members work through these difficult times, to try your best, as will I, to approach discussions with empathy before judgment. None of us are perfect, and we don't always have the right words. What we do have is our community, and we move forward best when we move forward together. Thank you. So now back to business. The next order of business will be the election of the board vice president. That will be done utilizing the same processes and procedures as the president, so no need to repeat those. So I'll start the same way by calling for nominations for vice president. For a second, once all nominations are in, we can move to discussion. So any nominations for board vice president? Brendan?
I'd like to nominate Sonal for vice president.
Do you have a second for that? Layla? Now, any other nominations for vice president? Okay. Seeing none, I'll close that and move to discussion.
All right, just to explain my nomination, for many of the same reasons that I nominated Sonal to be president last year, those stand. The leadership team of Rob and Sonal has been a phenomenal duo, and I believe that'll be the same going forward this year. Just because you switch seats doesn't mean you guys are really changing how I see you guys operating as a team, and I'd like to see that continue for the sake of the board.
Kristen?
Okay. I echo what Brendan just said, I have to compliment Sonal on managing some of our most challenging meetings with grace and patience. You're practical, you're balanced in your approach, you're organized, and you always encourage teamwork and communication. And for those reasons, I wholeheartedly nominate, or will support, Sonal to continue leading as board vice president.
Any further discussion? All right, Patty, can we have a vote, please?
Rob Bonaccio,
Yes.
Kent Diamond,
Yes.
Brendan Galligan,
Yes.
Charles Gelinas,
Yes.
Leyland Morelli,
Yes.
Sonal Patel,
Yes.
Kristen Sonic-Schmelz,
Yes.
Julie Steinberg,
Yes.
Mary Wickens.
Yes.
Congratulations, Sonal.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. We'll do the ethics first, yeah. Okay. Next item for business is acknowledging of receipt and reciting the code of ethics applicable to school board members. Each of the board members has a copy of the code of ethics in their folders. I'll start by reading the first, and I think we'll start with Sonal with the second and work our way around until we've read each one. There are 10 items. So, first, I will uphold and enforce all laws, rules, and regulations of the State Board of Education and court orders pertaining to schools. Desired changes shall be brought about only through legal and ethical procedures.
I will make decisions in terms of the educational welfare of children and will seek to develop and maintain public schools that meet the individual needs of all children, regardless of their ability, race, creed, sex, or social standing.
I will confine my board action to policymaking, planning, and appraisal, and I will help to frame policies and plans only after the board has consulted those who will be affected by them.
I will carry out my responsibility not to administer the schools, but together with my fellow board members to see that they are well-run.
I will recognize that authority rests with the Board of Education and will make no personal promises nor take any private action that may compromise the board.
I will refuse to surrender my independent judgment to special interest or partisan political groups or to use the schools for personal gain or the gain of friends.
I will hold confidential all matters pertaining to the schools which, if disclosed, would needlessly injure individuals or the schools. In all other matters, I will provide accurate information and, in concert with my fellow board members, interpret to the staff the aspirations of the community for its school.
I will vote to appoint the best qualified personnel available after consideration of the recommendation of the Chief Administrative Officer.
I will support and protect school personnel in proper performance of their duties.
And back to me for number 10. I will refer all complaints to the Chief Administrative Officer and will act on the complaints at public meetings only after failure of an administrative solution. And with that, we will move to our, what I believe is our sole announcement of the day. That is a resolution by the Board of Education recognizing outgoing Board of Education member Sahar Aziz. I'll read that resolution into the record. Whereas Sahar Aziz served for 3 years on the Westfield Board of Education with dedication to the children, families, and community members of Westfield. And whereas Sahar Aziz served as Vice President of the Board of Education from 2022 to 2023. And whereas Sahar Aziz strongly advocated for innovative educational programs, improvement of district facilities, and fostering a learning environment in which all students can be successful. And whereas during her tenure, Sahar Aziz was a member of the Curriculum, Instruction, and Programs, Facilities and Finance, and Long-Range Planning Committees. And whereas Sahar Aziz also served as board liaison to the PTO-PTSO of Wilson Elementary and Edison Intermediate Schools, now therefore be it resolved that this Board of Education recognizes Sahar Aziz for her volunteerism and service on the Westfield Board of Education from 2021 to 2024, and be it further resolved that this resolution be presented to Sahar Aziz on May 1st, 2024. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution, attesting to the appreciation of the Board of Education becomes part of the official minutes of this meeting. We do have a copy of the resolution framed, which we'll make sure to get to Sahar. Thank you again for your service. With no other announcements, we'll move to public comment. During this portion of the meeting, members of the public are invited to address the Board of Education on any topic. As a courtesy, allow current students and staff of Westfield Public Schools to speak first. The board requests that individuals sign in and state their name, municipality of residence, and group affiliation, if applicable, for the record, and asks that all remarks be directed to the board president or designee, not to individual board members or staff. The board asks that members of the public be courteous and mindful of the rights of other individuals when speaking. Specifically, comments regarding personnel matters are discouraged and cannot be responded to by the board. Students and employees have specific legal rights afforded by the laws of New Jersey. The board bears no responsibility, nor will it be liable for any comments made by members of the public. If a matter concerning a district staff member is of interest or concern to a resident, the matter should be referred to the responsible building principal, superintendent of schools, or the Board of Education, either by telephone, letter, or email. Although the board may not respond to items raised during the public forum, all public comments will be considered. Please note that if any member of the public becomes disruptive during the meeting, the board president may terminate the participant's statement. Continued disruptions may result in removal from the meeting or adjournment of the meeting. Each speaker's statement will be limited to 3 minutes in duration. Since this is a reorganization meeting, this will be the only public comment for the meeting. You guys are making it easy for me. Thank you. Seeing no one at the podium, we will close public comment and move to the reorganization action items that we have. So I would like to move items A through QQ under the reorganization section of tonight's agenda. Do I have a second? Second. Kent? Very quickly, just for the public, there's a lot of items here, but just to summarize the actions that the board is going to be voting on tonight. Items A through D establish regular public board meeting dates, policies, and rules. Item E appoints district personnel, the roles required by the New Jersey Department of Education. Item F through H permits the appointment or transfer of staff by the superintendent between meetings in emergency or time-sensitive situations. Also allows for the transfer of budget lines and designates authority to the business administrator to sign purchase orders. Items I through EE relate to approved newspapers, TSEs, fiscal authorizations, banks, annuities, purchasing cooperative agreements, and appointments of professional services. Item FF establishes hourly fees and tuition charged to out-of-district students if they are accepted into programs in Westfield. Those rates are generated by the state. Items GG to JJ approve membership in the NJSIAA and adopt their rules and regulations. And items KK through QQ approve existing curriculum, textbooks, activity-related items for the upcoming school year, evaluation models, and field trip locations. Note that if other curriculum updates are forthcoming, they'll be brought to light at future meetings when they're ready to be presented. So that's a very quick summary of a very, very long set of pages. Any discussion or questions? Seeing none, we'll move to a roll call vote, please.
Rob Bonaccio,
Yes.
Ken Diamond,
Yes.
Brendan Galligan,
Yes.
Charles Gelinas,
Yes.
Layla Morelli,
Yes.
Sonal Patel,
Yes.
Kristen Sonic-Schmelz,
Yes.
Julie Steinberg,
Yes.
Mary Wickens.
Yes.
Motion's carry. We'll now move to any unfinished business. Any new business? Any liaison reports? You guys are really making it easy. Seeing none, I will ask for a motion to adjourn. Second. Second by Layla. All in favor? Aye. So moved. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Good job, Rob Bonaccio.